Hi, and welcome to this week's energy forecast for August the 28th through to September the 3rd. So I am Rachael Phillips, and I am the creator of the BU Oracle cards, for which I will be using to do this week's energy forecast. And I am also a coach, I'll get it out in a moment, a coach for people in the spiritual and wellness industry that want to be able to grow and expand their business. I also help people create online courses. So with that being said, this week is so super exciting. As you can see, my hands are all flying around. This week is going to be super incredibly exciting. We have had the planet of Saturn go direct. As you have known over the last couple of weeks, you would have been in a real contemplative state where you were making choices, letting go of ideals and concepts and thoughts and processes that you felt that you had to do, needed to do, must do, should do. All of this pressure. Over the last coming weeks, we have been doing a lot of internal work where we've been asked to go within to be able to really analyze and decide for ourselves what really is very important for you. The importance for that is so that as we start decluttering, because, you know, so much information, it bombards our brain on a day-to-day basis, and what that can do is it can build up this in accumulations of beliefs that we feel that we need to live up to. So we place all of these really high expectations on us. Once we can have a look and refine and find out what is so really important to you, that expectation reduces, because we can find ourselves over certain times chasing things that are really not all that important to us, and therefore we get to the end and have completed certain things, but we feel incredibly deflated. So the last couple of weeks is about discovering what is important for you so that it can help you to establish really solid foundations within your world. So that, like anyone who's done any mentoring with me would know, the most important thing that you can do is create a solid foundation, because anything that you build and expand above it has the capacity to be able to really flourish, because it has that solid foundation. If you don't have a solid foundation, anything that you build above it has the ability to crumble or disintegrate, because it doesn't have that really solid foundation to be able to really establish and help you through. You know, one of the most important things about establishing solid foundations is in those moments where you come across obstacles or challenges, you know that you can come back to the core of what's important. And if that foundation is really strong, then those moments are going to pass. And that's where the greatest expansion comes from, is through having that capacity to really fully understand for you what is important. What is it that makes you want to get up every morning? And, you know, for some people it's family. It's about, you know, following a certain pathway that they may have been a little bit uncertain from, or it could be relationships, it could be children. Every person's ideal of what is important to them is so very different. So this is that moment to really become introspective and ask yourself the question of what really is important for you at this point in time in your life. So this week's is super exciting, because not only have the planets become direct, we've been guided in being able to bring us through to that point of place of not only is what is important, but what is it that is what is really capturing your heart at this point. And usually that is around your passion and your purpose. So the very first card for this week, these are our cards for this week, which are very cool. The first one is dreams. The second one is contentment. And the third one is the world. So going back, as you can see, it's very sort of self-explanatory. So this week's theme is, if you follow your dreams, there will be a contentment, and through that contentment, it's going to allow you to receive all the success in the world that you deserve. So let's go in and define this even more. So each person's dream is so very different. So don't negate yours or judge yours based on someone else's example of what their dream is, because the dream that you have chosen for you is being designed with you in mind. And you have all of these tools and resources within you. It's just over the last couple of weeks, with all of the planetary actions that have been happening, there has been doubt that's come through. And now that that doubt has subsided, there is this real strength coming through. Now it's very quiet, but it is building. So when this card appears, it lets you know that your dreams have the capacity to come through, but just don't give up just before you've achieved your desired result. So to not quit. So last week, we set the intentions around creating a mantra of I can and I will. And you can really continue on with that affirmation this week if that's what serves you, or you found that to be really, really helpful. Or you could just create this week's mantra around never give up. I don't give up. I am successful. Now, one of the greatest things that we can do for ourselves when we are on this journey of achieving our dreams is to be able to keep that dream alive. And some of the greatest things that you can do for you is visualization. Visualization there have been so many scientists that have gone in to see the significance of why visualization works or has such a great success rate. And the reason is because the mind cannot differentiate between what it is visualizing and what it is to be true. So if you're visualizing it, your mind is actually reactive to the fact that it believes that it is your truth. So if you can allow all of your senses to become activated, let yourself see what it looks like to achieve the dream. Hear the conversation that you would have with yourself. You know, you'd be congratulating yourself, giving yourself a high five, telling yourself how awesome you are. All of those internal conversations that you would have yourself, allow them to play out. Let yourself feel how it would feel once you have accomplished that dream, and know deep down within your soul that you are where you need to be right at this very given moment. And if you know that you can achieve that dream, then any doubt is going to subside. And it becomes back to that where you give your focus becomes your attention. So whilst this card is coming up, so letting you know that your dreams can come true, it still requires a little bit of hard work behind the scenes. So this is where you can go in, and even if you gave yourself permission to 2 or 3 times throughout the day, just play over a little video in your mind of seeing what it will be like to achieve this dream and allow all your senses to come in, then your mind will start looking for all of the resources and the tools and everything that it needs to be able to accomplish this dream. So that's an amazing gift that you can give back to yourself. When you can give yourself ways in which to nourish and support that dream and to nourish and support yourself, then you will find that come Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I'll get the right card, is about contentment. If you are seeing, because, you know, as humans, we are evidence collecting people. If we are going to be achieving a dream, we need to be able to collect evidence to support the fact that I'm putting in this hard work, I need a reward system. Now, it doesn't matter who it is, we all love to be rewarded. We all love to be shown signs that we are on the right pathway. So this is where you're going to start seeing these signs, because you're going to feel that contentment. Every step that you take in the direction of chasing your dreams is moving you one step closer, and that's going to bring you to a whole new level of contentment. This whole new level of contentment is about also coming to the place of where you feel really, really contented with yourself. It says you have reached a new stage in your life where you are peaceful, the soul can soar, and the heart is free. It's about that place of being able to let go of all of those expectations that I've spoke to you about, that we have been searching and working through over these past couple of weeks. You're going to find from Wednesday onwards, you're really going to come to this beautiful, peaceful place where you can just go, you know what, this is who I am. This is what I am truly, truly passionate about. And that expression is not about communicating it out to the world. Some people will want to, but the most important person that needs to be able to hear this is you. So that internal confirmation, that connection that you're making with yourself, and reminding yourself that you are doing something that is going to fulfill your soul so much that you're going to wake every day feeling amazing. And when the soul feels like it is moving in the direction with you as the human being, then there is this beautiful contentment that comes over you. And it's this quietness, and it's also a matter of being in alignment, because when you're in alignment with what your soul's truth is, there is nothing more peaceful and magnificent than anything like that in this world. Now, through that contentment of being able to honor and validate the fact of you are going in the directions of your dreams, and that you have set this beautiful solid foundation, on the weekend, you really are going to see evidence that you have all of the capacity within the world to be able to achieve success. So as you can see, this girl has the world sitting in her hand, and it says, "The world is your oyster, success shall follow." It's a really great sign reminding you that the hard work that you're putting in, it is going to pay off. And it's going to be everything and more that you ever thought about. And this is where it becomes so exciting. And I get butterflies and I get super excited, and I talk at 100 miles an hour when I talk about how exciting this moment is going to be for you. The beliefs that are going to change within you, that flow of being in alignment with yourself and feeling empowered by the choices that you're making, and letting go and surrendering to old beliefs that don't serve you and old shitty limitations that we've put in ourselves, to be able to know that you have achieved and you are seeing evidence that is proving that you are going to receive all of this success is truly magnificent. And again, that gives you that determination and that motivation to keep following along the path that you're going. This week is going to be so incredibly exciting, but as I said, remember, it's still not there just yet. You have made that decision, and that's the most important thing about this week, is that you have come to the conclusion where you have made a decision. Now that you've made that decision, you are taking all the necessary steps to be able to accomplish this goal. And that is always the deciding factor between you, whether you achieve something or whether you don't, is that one defining moment, is making a decision. Now you've made that decision. Now it's time to get on with the hard work. And the hard work doesn't not necessarily have to not be fun. Bring as much fun and joy as that you can into it. Remember, it's not about how fast we get from the journey from point A to point B. It's about being able to enjoy the journey along. And you may find that there will be changes that occur. When you started off and you thought about this dream, you may have already had set in place a little bit of a plan that this needs to be done and that needs to be done and so forth. And that's very, very cool. But now that you've found and you have discovered what is so incredibly important, you may find that some of those steps along the plan may need to be able to have some even more cooler transformation occur within that journey. So just remember to just have that little bit of behavioral flexibility. Remember the journey from A to B, and the journey itself can be as fun as what you want, and to allow your whole self to be present whilst you go through this next coming week, because that is truly where the fun becomes to be, because now we are moving into a space where we are open and we are ready to be able to allow ourselves to be seen, which means that there's that visibility that comes to the forefront, and we are getting ready to shine our true magnificence and shine the real you, the real truth of what really excites you, the truth of you as a person, you within all of your entirety, everything that has happened in your world that has brought you to this very, very given week is about being able to say, you know what, this is me, balls and all, and I am really comfortable in my own skin. And judge me if you will, but your judgment doesn't make any difference to me anymore, because it only makes any difference what I think of myself. And if I've come to the place where I really like who I am and I am moving in the direction of learning to love myself, then that's all that matters. And remember, the number one important thing when chasing your dreams is to surround yourself with people that support you. That really can make such a very, very big difference in the journey that you take. If you are not surrounded by people that support you, then you will find that your journey can be quite tumultuous. Yet if you are surrounded by people that really want to celebrate in the journey and can see the hard work and remind you of that magnificence and be there to give you a bit of a kick up the backside when you need to, and you're having your own little private pity party, which we all do, there is no point saying that we don't, but we all have those moments. But it's about the people that we're around at that time that lift us back up again and go, you know what, you've had your little bit of a teary and now it's time to move on. And it's also about those people that remind you that, what you're doing is for an incredibly great purpose, and will be there and support with you and celebrate when that time comes, when there's full fruition of that accomplishment, and know that they truly do mean that. And remember, you can also be that incredibly great support person for someone else that is achieving that dream. So I wish everyone an incredibly wonderful week. And remember, your mantra for this week is never give up. So have a wicked cool week. I wish you all the fun and adventure that this week can bring. And remember, you can achieve all of your dreams. You are magnificent and you are wickedly awesome. Much love to you all, and have a fabulous week. Take care.